Well, I think everybody likes a good night's sleep. I know everybody does. Well, I do. I don't think anybody likes to wake up tired. People like to go about their day. But, there may be things in your house right now that are keeping you. They're preventing you from sleeping. And we're not talking about small children waking up or, random phone calls. We're actually talking about things that you can control. Scot Appert joins us, who's inspected and provided consulting services for hundreds of home, commercial spaces, and building projects across America. And as I said, there are only about 50 people in the entire country that do the work that Scot does. Well, welcome, Scot. How are you?
Good, Ben. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
And, it sounds like you have some pretty exciting projects going on here, even overseas.
Yep.
Big ones, which is fun.
Yeah, I'm doing consulting on how to create a healthy home for a client that's moved to England. So
it's pretty exciting.
It is.
So, let's get into sleep, because I think sleep is really important. And when it comes to, as Glenn was talking about, it comes to your job. I mean, your performance is based on sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Your focus
Your whole life is based on your sleep.
It really is, right? I mean, you need to sleep in order to perform at almost any task.
Yeah. Well, how, if you don't get a good night's sleep, and how are you going to perform the next day? I mean, I know I feel,
it's miserable.
Miserable, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're just, in your coffee, and then you're taking walks, and then you end up just staring at the... Anyways, that's just me. So let's talk a little bit about the sleep. Why is sleep so important?
Well, your body uses that time to naturally rejuvenate. So it's your body's system that the sleep time, when it'll rejuvenate. It's just like rebooting your computer or your cell phone. It shuts down to an extent where your body will reset. So things and it processes actually the traumas or even the events of the day. So that's what the REM sleep. It actually, your brain is processing all the events of the day. So if you don't have good sleep, you don't go into that REM sleep, then you actually don't process, and your body gets stuck. So if that just continuously happens, then, you just have a lot of unresolved emotional trauma from things that happen.
You can't file it away. I mean, it's almost
exactly.
Like you have your desk at work, and now the papers are spread everywhere, and you don't take the time to file everything.
Exactly. So your body just needs to shut down to the extent to rejuvenate and to process, and so you can wake up and feel, good and be happy during the day.
Well, Scot, it makes a lot of sense. Again, we're Scot Appert with BioHealthy Homes. So things in your house. Now, these are actually items in your home that can disrupt your sleep that people don't know about.
Yeah. Well, when I came to your house, a few things that we found in your bedroom were you had a cordless phone right by your head.
I did.
And you also have a bed that relies on a pump to keep it a certain...
I was sleeping in like a ball of energy.
Yeah, so basically you're surrounding yourself with electricity, and your body communicates, basically electrically, but on a very low level, and your brain, generates a very an impulse, electrical impulse, and that's how your cells communicate, and your cells communicate also with vibrations. So if you're sleeping in an area with a lot of electricity, then it interrupts your body's communication and your cells' normal functioning. The things that we find that, clock radios, lamps, cordless phones.
Almost anything that's plugged in, isn't it?
Almost anything, and even the electricity in the wall. Now, especially if there's, say, a fridge, if your bedroom's next to large appliances on the other side, or sometimes children's rooms have the electrical panel in them. So you have to, look around and just see where your bed is at, as well as what's on the other side of the walls.
A big one you pointed out, speaking of children's bedroom, is, the video monitor that's just just shooting out electricity and frequency all over it.
Yeah, that was the high frequency from the wireless.
Wireless video monitor.
Yes.
Which my wife would refuse to get rid of, trust me.
Yes, well, especially children are a lot more susceptible. So the wireless, and I've inspected hundreds of homes, and sometimes they keep their Wi-Fi in the master bedroom, and the Wi-Fi and other wireless apparatuses, they're actually communicating at a much higher frequency than the electricity in your home, but they have the same effect. I mean, some of the insomnia is and heart palpitations can come from high frequency radio waves or electricity. Daytime allergy responses, muscle tightness, depression, frequent waking, even bedwetting in children. All those things can be caused by high levels of electricity in your sleeping area.
Why do you think people aren't more aware of it? Is it just new?
Well, electricity is actually, as in historical sense, fairly new. And they've done research where as they plotted electrical installations throughout the country, like into the rural areas, actually health issues increased in those rural areas the more it was electrified. And so, and more the technology we're just adding more and more things, whether it's electrical or wireless, that each new technology comes out, and then, we're plugging the cordless phone in right next to our head, or we have our cell phone recharging, which,
It's kind of like what Glenn was talking about. I mean, it's this, you just keep adapting more and more newer and newer technology, and it all takes energy. I mean, it all takes electricity or energy.
Yeah. And it's just aware, we don't need to have those right by our bed. And, like I suggested to you, if you need a phone in your room, just have a normal landline, just for the emergency calls or whatever, but you don't need that cordless phone, which puts out high amounts of electrical power as well as the high frequency radio waves.
Yeah. Well, so how do people, I mean, I guess if, in an easy sense, not everybody has the machines to monitor this, but just in a very easy sense, the way to kind of fix some of these things is to go around your bedroom and start to unplug.
Yeah. I have actually kind of a little list I wrote out, just suggestions that would help. I would suggest no Wi-Fi in the room, and having that as far away from all the sleeping areas, including the children, just so that, because the farther away you are from the Wi-Fi, it's just a lower power. No cordless phones, no electric blankets, because actually electric blankets will always have that electric field in them, even if they're not turned on. Electric fields are created just from electricity being there. They don't have to be turned on.
I don't think you're supposed to sleep with electric blankets anyways anymore, are you?
I know some people do.
Isn't it a fire hazard?
I
don't know.
I don't think modern ones have a fire hazard, but I've inspected them, and they just have really high.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, it's just electricity, literally. I mean, touching you almost.
Yeah.
Huh.
Natural fiber bedding actually is important because, like polyesters and things can build up static electricity, and that can contribute. Fresh air is good. I mean, having the window open, and also things that stimulate you, like working on the computer right before you go to bed. That actually raises your blood sugar. And so if you imagine eating a bunch of candy and then trying to go to bed, you're not going to fall asleep. So the computer actually is a stimulant, just like TV is. So I would suggest not having a TV in the bedroom also. Because basically when you're going to bed, you want to be able to relax and just fall into sleep and not try to force it.
I've heard that also, that as much as you feel like you're relaxing during television, you're pretty acutely aware of what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, the MTV's generation here is, most television shows are cut really quickly and very high impact, and our eyes are going back and forth trying to take it all in.
Right. It
is really stimulating.
Oh, I watched these commercials because we do a lot of video work.
Yeah.
And I was going, how often do they cut? And it's sometimes less than half a second with the car commercials. It's picture, 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 and you're just going through, and it's incredible how quick they cut to they do that. So really, I mean, any other big tips outside of watching television and the cordless phones, electric blankets, getting rid of those?
Just cleanliness. And one thing that we don't really ever talk about, dust mites actually can be an issue in the bedroom because we slough a lot of dead skin cells, which are food for dust mites. And keeping a good humidity in the house, anything over 60% can lead to mold growth and actually contributes to dust mites. So a good relative humidity is about 50%. So if you're, using bathroom fans and just keeping the humidity down in your house is really important. And also like washing your sheets in hot water to kill them. We suggest changing your pillows every 5 years. So
there's a lot going on, more than just the electricity. I mean, there's a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Well, we're here with Scot Appert with BioHealthy Homes. So, Scott, when you come into a home to do kind of a full test, what does it consist of?
Well, I deal with indoor air quality, which is, anywhere from the furnace system in your filters to the humidity to off-gassing from, say, furniture or paints or anything with potentially formaldehyde in them, kitchen cabinets, especially if you go into a new building. I just went into a chiropractor's office the other day, and it was like almost took me, it just took me back. The smells were so strong from all the new products that they obviously didn't do in a healthy way. And also deal with electromagnetics, which is from your wiring system, and the high frequency, which can come from what you have in the house, but also can come in from the outside. I have a client that has a cell phone tower that you can see from their bedroom, which, is a problem because it just puts out really...
Tough to get rid of that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're dealing with it to mitigate that and to shield the house, their bedrooms from that source as compared to, because they don't want to move. They have a really nice house and they like the neighborhood.
So is that all in the healthy sleep kind of system? Is a combination of all of those?
Yes. Yeah, we're just concentrated on the sleep area because really you spend so much of your day, sleeping or trying to, and it contributes so much to your health.
Night, hopefully.
Yeah, and it contributes. It's such a big contributor to your health.
Yeah, well,
how you feel during the day.
And what you can get done and your focus. I mean, it seems that more people would take more time to remedy some of their sleeping habits.
Well, mostly it's people don't think about it because it's, not really talked about. You do whatever, you set your bedroom up and you have all the things you need and you just go to bed and don't really think, and you don't think, why am I not sleeping, or why do I have a hard time going to sleep, or why do I wake up at certain times during the night, which can be, certain times of the night actually could be an organ that's like the liver is at 3 o'clock. So if you wake up every night at 3 o'clock, that's a signal that your liver is acting up. So there's reasons for why we have.
And all the people who drink know exactly why they're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning now, don't they?
Yeah.
Scott, we do have to go to break. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, Scot Appert with BioHealthy Homes. When we come back, Glenn Thiessen's coming back. Scot Appert's going to stick around, and Heather Moore is going to join us. We'll be right back after this break.